Hey, what's up everybody? I hope that you're all doing well and you all have a nice holiday. I wasn't really motivated, to be honest, to do this guide, but since my guildmates seems to really need it, I'll try to share it with everyone. So I'll try to make it really fast this time, no joke. So let's go check the option. So first, you need to remove the auto attack on the scepter 1, because when you be in combat and you go in stealth, you don't want the auto attack to reveal you on the line when you try to target them. It will heal them and then reveal you if you're in stealth, so it's not good if you don't want. Next, you really need to bind. Let me show you. So first, if you play in a squad, you can ask your commander to get a marker, a lieutenant role, to be able to put markers on the floor. Because, like for example, if you're on the back, you put a marker and then you drop smoke. It's really great for your teammate to know where it will appear, like I mean the smoke. Next, you really want to have, let me see, I usually don't put my game in English, so I'm trying to find it. Oh yeah, it's here. So nearest ally target keybind is really important also, because for example, like you want to use your 3 scepter, and when you use the laser beam, or when you want to find an ally like very fast, very quickly, you just press this button, and for example, I target the smoke. If I use my F1, almost all of the time you will want to use it on an ally. So you can just by default click the nearest ally keybind and press F1 right after it. So like this, I press both and you see it will always cleanse and target an ally around you. The other keybind you really need is, it's a ally targeting mode. So basically, when you press this button, you cannot anymore, like right now, I'm left clicking on the Moa while I'm holding the keybind, and you can see you cannot target enemies, but you can only click, left click on allies. So for example, if you have an ally that is in front of you, in middle of enemies, it can be really hard sometimes if they are really in the middle of everything to target them. So to be sure not to target an enemy, you can press this button, and you can see I cannot click on the Moa, but instantly I will get the ally targeted. So you need allow skill retargeting, because for example, when you press, you can press the third skill, laser beam, once, and then you can spam your closest targeting ally, for example, and if the fight is moving and you spam the closest ally targeting button at the same time, you can follow around you for each tick of the laser beam. It will hit an ally around you. So like this, for example, you can see it continues on the other ally, even if the animation was still on this one. So it's really great to be able to do that. Actually, it can be really useful. And also, yeah, it's really important to be able to do this laser beam thing, or also when you do this stealth attack, because as you can see, I retargeted it on another ally while I was spamming the closest ally targeting button. And it's really good because since you focus an ally really close to you, it will be great when you want to also heal yourself. For example, you get close to an ally, and when you are in trouble, you do either this and spamming the nearest ally button at the same time, or you do with the skill tree also. It's really good. Next, well, first you want to basically, this build is around Caracosa relic, and you want to blast a lot of AoEs, but also not only that, since you have the condition remove and ally healing on ally each time you get a dark aura, you want to blast dark fields the maximum you can on this build, if possible. Basically, you either want to blast a dark field, if possible, or a smoke field. So smoke field also will remove 2 condis with this build. So it's still really good, and it gives boons, barrier, and also the stealth itself is really important to give to ally. So if you see that the fight is moving, you also get to know something. If I'm here and I blast my well here, you see I get the dark aura, but you have to know something when you blast a field like this. You see I was on the edge, and you have 360 range from it to get the dark aura from the blast. So if you, for example, put a well and the fight is moving, and you're like here, the ally, if you are 360 range from the well, and also your ally is also 360 range away from you maximum. So basically you have a lot more range than what you think you can do with the blast, because it can be, for example, like this, and you see this ally, for example, and this one, especially, yeah, because it's me that needs to get the dark aura from this trait to heal people and remove them condi. So it's really important, it's me that gets the dark aura. So if I'm here, for example, and I get the dark aura from here, it means ally here or a bit more far away will still get the heal, the dark aura, and also Caracosa relic will heal them, because it's not 360, but Caracosa is still 300, so it's still quite good. You have more range like this if the fight is moving. I mean, you're not forced to be like this close to ally to heal them. You can be a bit more far away from the well. I mean, next. Oh yeah, so the fastest combo you can do when you want to heal people, for example, around you, and you want to be really fast to heal them, the best is to do, you go in shroud. Basically you want to be enter shroud when you want to basically do a good burst of healing and cleanse. So it's really important to have it at the right moment, I would say. And also, I will tell you after, but you also really need to make sure sometimes you stay 5 seconds in shroud long enough and exit shroud the best way possible, but I will explain this after. So first, I will show you this quick, fast heal burst. So you go in shroud, and instantly, instead of doing F1, you will do 2 shroud, F1 after. So if you do 2 shroud F1 after, the dark field AoE will appear before the 2 blasts. So it's perfect. Okay, so for example, if you're moving, you can do this, and then you can do 3, for example, and leap. And when you leap, also, you get a dark aura for yourself. So Caracosa won't blast, so it won't work with the tree of shroud. But you will still get the dark aura, so you will cleanse allies around you after the leap and heal them. So let me recover a bit. So yeah, also something good you have to know. When your shroud is kinda low, or also when the fight is not, you don't have to heal burst people with 2 scepter, and you're not that in trouble, I mean. You can just, on ally, if possible, not enemies, but you target an ally, and each 5 seconds you try to do this 3 skill, just the first one. So you will shadowstep, and each time you shadowstep, as you can see, I get like 1k5 shroud. So it will help you to recover shroud, this skill, the first skill, when you're not too much in trouble already. If the fight has not already started, sometimes like you engage in stealth, for example, and do something, you can do the laser beam, the second attack, just before we engage, so people have barrier right before engaging. It's really good also to do that. What can I do next? Yeah, so there's something you have to know. If possible, also, if you really don't have shroud, you can F1 enemies, but as you can see, the CD is very long after, so you don't want that. In general, you want to use it on ally, or use it with the closest, nearest ally bind I told you earlier. And use the F1 to cleanse people. I mean, so it can be used when you're not in shroud. For example, when you need to cleanse but you don't want to go in shroud and you want a fast cleanse, you can do this and do like a 1 or 2 blasts with this. You will recover it quite soon after. And if you're in shroud, the good thing is each time you go in shroud, you either want to use your well first to have the mobility and go toward allies, and then combo your dark field with 2 and 3, for example. But sometimes you won't have well, or you don't want, because you're already closest enough to your allies. So if you have your F1 up, you can, instead of using a well, you can just do what I told you, so to use the F1 during your shroud use. I almost forgot what I told you earlier about using your shroud in this build. Like when you're playing support, you want your shroud to, in general, basically, the thing is you want to, as soon as you go in shroud, you want a dark AoE to be on the floor. It's either a well or the F1, and then you want to go 2 instantly and 3 if possible. And but at least 2 is really important to do as soon as you enter shroud, because it will cleanse 2 candies to your allies as soon as you use it. Even if you don't hit enemies, it will always cleanse 2 candies by itself. So it's quite good for that, but it's not the only reason. It's because after you do that, it's 5-second cooldown, this skill. And as you can see, if you do this, get stabbed, do something, and then as soon as you recover it, you want to stay in shroud, for example, for like 5 seconds, and as soon as you recover it, you want to drop it a second time once again. And as you can see, I will demonstrate. So you can do this, for example. You're waiting, so you're dodging because you don't want to shroud to end, and then you do this and this. So you want your shroud to last for 5 seconds. So most of the time, that's why I use energy sigil on my weapons, scepter weapon, because you want your shroud to not melt, and you want to keep it for the 5 seconds until you recover the 2 shroud. And as soon as you recover the 2 shroud, you drop 2 and you leave it and drop the smoke before it blasts. And if you do that, it will once again, basically doing this at the end, dropping the 2, it will cleanse 2 candy to allies around you. And also the fact that you're blasting smoke, it will remove basically 2 candies from this trait. plus the support that it gives, so it gives like 3k barrier and healing. It's really good. So as soon as you do that at the end of the shroud, so I will do a complete. Okay, so for example, you using a well, this, then you will beat people around, you dodge because you don't want it to melt, then you do this, right? And then you can, for example, do a one-time 3, and then you can use your stealth attack. That's a good, I mean, what I just did is a really good sequence in general that you can do. I also forgot to mention something that is quite basic, but I will tell you. So obviously, when you want to enter shroud, if possible, you want to have used like a lot of initiative before you enter shroud, because if you do the thing I just told you and you stay in shroud for more than 5 seconds, as you can see, you recover some stealth, and if you use, for example, the stealth attack at the end, you can see you have time at least to recover a bit of initiative. And I wasn't in combat also, so the trait, when I enter shroud, I will recover also 3 more initiative because of the weapon swap initiative trait, so that's really good to know. Oh yeah, I didn't talk about the utility skills you can swap. So I think there is only one utility skill that you can swap on this build. Blinding Powder is really too good. I didn't talk much about it, but basically what you have to know is Blinding Powder when in clutch moment, if you have, if possible, you want a well, or your F1, just like you can do F1 and instantly use Blinding Powder if you can. And if you can do that at the right time, right position, it can save people in a really, really tough situation, because the amount of support and cleans, barrier, healing, it's crazy what you can do with this. And also it stalls people, of course. So you can't remove this one. Gravity and stab well, you won't remove this, and heal well also, you want at least 3 well for the dark aura and the mobility also. So the only thing you can remove is this. So shadowstep is good only when you do roaming, or if you really need a stun break or be mobile in general yourself. It's really good because you can, for example, you can do this. You can start casting your 5 smoke and use. So you can do this instantly right after. You can see and support allies around you. So it's really good. But and you can come back, of course, if things like you are in trouble or getting CC because you're in the middle of the enemies while trying to help your friends. You can still come back, so it's really good. So it's like both good utility for you to move, to survive yourself, and also to help people you couldn't help if you didn't have it. But in general, so I tried a bit to use Well of Silence in the past, but now I think Shadow Refuge is much better, like especially if you're in a squad and a larger group. I think it's really, really too good. It's better, in my opinion, than Well of Silence, a lot better. Okay, I didn't explain how to use the Shadow Refuge, I mean. It's quite easy to understand, I think, but I will still explain it. So, when there is a big bomb and you think people will take a lot of damage, and we will stay and commit a bit on the era, you just drop it on this era and blast with your scepter, for example. And like this, you will have a burst of healing and cleans and support in general when you really need it. The other way you want to use Shadow Refuge will be, for example, like when an ally is down, or multiple allies are down, and you want to make them sustain a bit more before like a res signet is casted, or for example a kill is made. So basically you have 600 range to drop it, so you can still be kiting a bit to not get caught yourself, and still help them sustain for a few more seconds until something happens. I almost forgot to tell you about an important keybind also. You really need in the camera keybind option look behind, so you really want a keybind for that. Not only to leap behind, for example, with your shroud, but you can do something that is really important with it on this build especially. So for example, if you help allies and then you kite away using about face, you see you go in this direction, but sometimes you want to follow your allies because they don't kite away, they just follow enemies, and you still want to, as I told you earlier, you have a bit more range on your dark aura blast to heal allies and cleanse them. So what you want to do in general, so you can do it for example with the smoke also, so like this for example you can do this, follow allies and you can blast behind you to because it's 360 range around the blast, so you still can use it like this. And for example, like if my ally is moving in this direction, this ally, for example this ally was about to move here, I can use my well like this, and then you see I can stay at the max range of it, and this ally will almost I think he would receive the last blast I did, if or almost I would say. Each time you go in shroud and you are close to ally, because you want to be, when you're using shroud basically, you want to be really close to allies, and sometimes you can be a bit in trouble because they are a bit in the back and you cannot, for example, heal them from far away like this, or using the stealth attack. So since you are a bit in the melee and you can take a lot of CCs during that, you really don't want a specter. Really weakness, I would say, is to get CC'd during your shroud. So you want to at least, if you don't have stab well before using the shroud, you can for example go toward allies and instantly use the 5, because you want to have as soon as possible the 5 shroud to have stab for yourself if you don't have it already on yourself. If you have teammates that grant you some stab, you are not forced to do this, but I mean if you don't have, especially in roaming scenarios, it's really important to know this. So let's end this guide by showing you a few sequences that are a bit more advanced, but I think are really useful to know. So first one is, for example, you want to blast a smoke, you dodge away, you do this, you have time to dodge, and then you can do this for example, and then jump, and then after that you recover the 2 and then do this instantly. So what's really good with this one, I will try to show you. Okay, I need 20 seconds. So, by the way, the dodges are all optionals, except the first one when you drop the smoke. It's great to do this in general. You want to do this to be safe in general, but if you don't want to, or you cannot do the dodge, wait for the 2 shroud to blast the smoke before using the 5 shroud, because if you cast the 5 shroud before the smoke, before you enter stealth in general, since the 5 shroud takes 3 seconds to blast, when you will hit enemies with the 5 shroud, you will still be in stealth if you do it like this. So you want to, and also that's why I'm thinking that this combo is really good, this sequence, because even if you hit enemies with the 4 shroud or 3 shroud after, if you do exactly this, it won't make you revealed for when you use the second time the 2 shroud. So for example, I will show you by hitting the Moa actually. So you can do this, and then I hit the Moa, you see, and then you can do this, and I'm not, I wasn't revealed of when I use the two shroud once again. Okay, another one that is really good to know, but it's more when you want to burst enemies. For example, you have a good engage. This one is really good when you have, for example, a stealth engage, or you are in a good position. So you need the gravity well and the shroud up. So you go gravity, instantly shroud and 5. And if you do that, you will see it will blast the gravity well. So, for example, like if you're with allies and you do a big bomb, it will be good because 3 seconds after it will blast the dark aura once again. If you can stay on it like for 3 seconds, you think it's a big bomb and you will stay a bit. This one can be really useful, and also since you give stab to your allies as soon as you CC enemy and you are in the melee, it can be really good, like to give them stab at the same time instead of using stab well. Yeah, I forgot to show you the entire sequence. So it was this. If you do it, you do this for example. You can do everything basically in the. And then, for example, you stay in shroud, and then once you recover the 2 shroud, you can get away like this. Get away after the 5 seconds. There's also something you can do, like in general. For example, if you go stab well, you can go stab well onto allies, hit them 2 times like this, follow the fight like this, so you still heal them. And then as soon as you will recover it, you do 5 like this, move, and you can see the dark aura is blasted once again. So it's really good if you had stab first with the Well of Bounty. As you can see, I used my 5 shroud right after using the second time the 2 shroud before blasting the smoke, and right after that I used my heal well to get closer to ally, and at the same time as soon as I arrive, the 5 shroud blast